destiny descends once more. Zutian the Ordained, of untold merit and unbound benevolence, preserver of peace and prosperity, unfaded by time. This day, let heaven and earth bear witness as the Phoenix ascends the throne, a realm united toward a new golden age.
From time forgotten to the new dawn, as long as I breathe, Shandu shall never fade!
Ever since that day, I vowed to keep you safe.
Rule with strength and conviction. Blossom with grace and compassion. My strategy spans centuries for those I silently guard. From ashes to empress, my rebirth is eternal. The Phoenix reigns!
ये तारा इनको बहुत ज्यादा कर देने वाला है। थोड़ा सा फिर से यहाँ पर लौट आएंगे, अंदर जाएंगे परफेक्ट।
In time immemorial, the endless war destroyed the balance between yin and yang, plunging the Cadia Riverlands into chaos. As catastrophe loomed, a woman of destiny stepped forth, casting aside divinity for the plight of mortals.
Sacrifice for a fleeting moment of peace in the mortal realm. Does thine heart not regret?
To protect the realm. What is there to regret?
This day, destiny descends once more. Zutian the Ordained, of untold merit and unbound benevolence, preserver of peace and prosperity, unfaded by time. This day, let heaven and earth bear witness as the Phoenix ascends the throne, a realm united toward a new golden age.
From time forgotten to the new dawn, as long as I breathe, Shandu shall never fade!
sorry.
Leave me alone.
No! It's a decoy! Ever since that day, I vowed to keep you safe.
Rule with strength and conviction. Blossom with grace and compassion. My strategy spans centuries for those I silently guard. From ashes to empress, my rebirth is eternal. The Phoenix reigns!
ये तारा इनको बहुत ज्यादा कर देने वाला है। थोड़ा सा फिर से यहाँ पर लौट आएंगे, अंदर जाएंगे परफेक्ट।
In time immemorial, the endless war destroyed the balance between yin and yang, plunging the Cadia Riverlands into chaos. As catastrophe loomed, a woman of destiny stepped forth, casting aside divinity for the plight of mortals.
Sacrifice for a fleeting moment of peace in the mortal realm. Does thine heart not regret?
To protect the realm. What is there to regret?
Gushan fast hands, Gushan montage, Gushan global, Gushan India #1. All these things, and were basically the YouTube titles that we used to search when we basically started. Especially as ML veterans, a lot of people already know what these titles imply, because tonight is a special one. After many, many years and many, many seasons, we are going to have basically a legend come back to the scene of ML 5v5. Right? Because, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Mythic Showdown Season 1. And tonight, we're going to have basically a friendly match, because the intensity is already been cranked up in the knockout stages. So we're going to revert it down a little bit. But at the same time, we have something special. As you can already see by the title and the thumbnail, i7, the well-known player that has basically created stories and inspired thousands, if not millions of players throughout the region of India and globally, is going to be basically coming back to the scene, it looks like. And he's going to be making his first appearance after a long while in, obviously, the arena of Mythic Showdown in Indian Gaming Corps. And tonight, he is challenging a well-known player, which is basically Zozo, direct mid-gap. And we're going to be witnessing both of them clashing in this friendly scrim of Best of 5 series. Ladies and gentlemen, I welcome you back. And of course, I'm going to be your host today, as usual, myself, Ray. And I'm joined by these two homies over here, Itami with the beard and Ashtz with no beard.
And with no cam, as well as Mikey already told that whoever don't have the cam today is a gay. But guys, I'm totally
Bro just confessed.
Bro,
Bro just
he just
confessed. That is
confessed. Yeah.
insane. That is insane. Oh my god.
But,
But yeah,
apart from all these things, I want to say the man who just got recognized when the MLBB was there growing in India at that point before the ban happens. The man who got, compared with RRQ Lemon, one of the greatest player in ML history, is being compared with him. Astray, we all know him, a big Gushan player in YouTube. Also recognize this man, I7. Right now, back after 4 years, the last stream was done in 2021 with
Yep.
52.7k subscribers in his channel. Now he is back into the arena, into the game, into the new version of the game that is MOBA 5v5. So today, it's big day for MOBA 5v5 because the legends, the OGs are coming back into the game. The man who founded the IGN squad.
beautifully said, Ashtz. Itami, obviously, I think you're also a veteran. I mean, it's pretty nice that today we got all the veterans paired up together, so we know the history, right? Obviously, give us a few thoughts about it because we are very emotionally attached with how we obviously grew up as players, admiring I7, of course.
Definitely. And I7, like as well as you have already said, he has been one of the, let's say, onto the Indian scene, he was one of the biggest influencer, like one of the biggest players actually. And for his comeback, it has been quite a while, but looks like he is back for temporarily or permanently. We are not aware of it yet, but still, it is a big day for the community, let's say. And he is facing Zozo. We are, quite aware of Zozo onto the Mythic Showdown. Direct mid gap, definitely. It is, the situation is like it is going to be the greatest sorcerer of all time going up against the greatest sorcerer. Yeah, JJK reference it is. But this time, the all-time sorcerer is going on to the gold lane apparently. So, the mid laners haven't been, it's not like a hyper carry mid lane kind of a thing like before. When I7 was active, I was quite aware of the fact that Kagura jungle was also valid. So he was spamming that Kagura jungle quite actively and he had a really good win rate. But this time the consequences are different, and it will not be that same kind of a scenario, because Lafu Kabi has been one of the squads that has been quite active onto the tournament scene, and I7, he is making up the comeback. So the question is, will he still be able to keep up like he used to do before?
Absolutely. Yeah, I get your point. Is he rusty? Because it's been a while, but he has been in active. We've obviously know that he has been active in other scenes, so hopefully his skills are still refined, because of course a lot of his fans, I mean, we are his fans basically. I mean, I think everybody knows, like, even if you're not exactly, what do you say, you could be a new player, we know one thing is that I7's influence, you can clearly see a lot of players still have the name I7, and that is how influential he was. But anyways, I7 is making a comeback into the goal lane, first slot and first pick. The new team he's joining is Shadow Esports. Of course, we also have to shout out to the rest of the teammates, and we are looking forward to, I heard that there's a lot of players that are making a comeback in his team as well, which is Danny, if I'm not wrong, who was also a global EXP laner. So looking forward to how they're going to be faring up against each other. On the other hand, of course, Lafu Kabi, we already know there's going to be a few switch ups, but hey, Reaper is there, so that's kind of nice. But ladies and gentlemen, of course, this is a friendly scrim. We obviously can't let two goats fight each other to death immediately. We got to keep it friendly, right? Right. But yeah, jokes aside, this is going to be game number 1 of the best of 5 friendly scrim, ladies and gentlemen. I7 versus Jojo, Shadow Esports versus Lafu Kabi. Into the casting desk, myself, Ray. And hey, Ashtz, of course, what do you have to say so far?
I would say that this is the new version of the GOAT. He is going for the goal lane, which is right now the main lane of the game, because goal lane laner are the more as at the most
Mhm.
important character in the game
Yeah,
right now. So,
Kyle, Radium, Skyzen. Yeah.
everybody, and not only in India, but if you will just go out of the India
Yeah,
to the
exactly.
international, we have Kelra, we have Aaron Shiki, we have Oheb. I mean, all these goal laners are taking on the game. They're the one who are, I mean, makes the thing for the team, makes the thing onto the win side, and they carry the game in the late. So, as I say always, that early to mid is all onto the shoulder of jungler, and then mid to late is the game of the goal laner. So I mean, Goat wants the main character energy, so he just took up that lane in which he gonna carry his team up. But now, as the ban's coming on, pretty good homework has been done by Shadow Esports. Badang, the scene is going on for Badang in this EXP meta as well, and Ishan Shin, the only SST or jungler. Both good bands, I can feel like that. And Lafu Kabi, we all know them. They are into the scene already since the MOBA 5v5 got released. So they know all those things. But the Florian ban, I'll ask you, Ray. You know much better than me. So what do you feel like the on that Florian ban?
I think
Yeah,
Florian is beautiful,
my
but
side.
I think I need to invite someone else who really loves Florian because for now I'll have to be taking a leave. But if there are more games, I would definitely be joining back. So someone who actually knows Florian better, I think she should be here. So Peachy, take it over as the host for this game as well, and good luck to, of course, Itami and Ashi's on the casting desk. I'll be dipping for now. Thank you, Peachy.
You're welcome. Florin mentioned Peachy not here. How could that be possible? I am back, guys. With that, Florin. Okay, I like that. Shadow Esports, interestingly enough, they have
I7, yeah.
been. Yeah, they have been playing a lot of scrims I've been hearing. So I am curious to know, since this would be as a debut for them right here. So again, this is also a kind of a scrim scenario for them, but let's just take it as a real match, guys.
Definitely. And looking at the bands, it looks like they are quite Shadow Esports as well. They are like veteran players, so it is understandable. They would be quite adapted with the draft. What I like heard from my information is they have been doing some scrims as well. So it's not like they have been completely coming up all fresh after that gap. They have been quite. They would have been quite rusty, but it will all be it will all be revealed onto the game soon. The drafting phase, like the banning phase, is already over. Looks like two healing supports has been banned out from the side of team Lafu Kabi. So it might be one of the cases that they might prioritize the support pick for themselves, or maybe they don't want Shadow Esports to be having that healing advantage.
True, that's true. And on the same note, it's just going in quite interestingly enough for the side of Team Shadow Esports. They really came up with counter bans in a way that it really speaks up as a respect ban as well. So putting all those heroes off is a good thing. So now, Ash, what are we expecting as the first pick?
I think they if they are done the homework pretty well, they will go with the meta. That is Lapu Lapu. Obviously, there could be another heroes, maybe a lot, but Lapu Lapu is a suitable one after that Uranus and Badang ban. So first pick is I mean, right on to the point. But Phobius being open may give some hindrance because nowadays Phobius, when I mean going rampage onto a Lapu Lapu, it's a great counter. You can go for a mirror gameplay if you want a Phobius into a side. But no, we're gonna see the Zozo's comfort. That is a obvious Selena pick with a Moscow coming from them.
Okay, Moscow, not bad. Moscow, come on, for team Lafu Kabi, they would be love to picking off those map control over into their hands. And with the map controls, there comes the neutral objectives as well. So curious to know how Lapu Lapu would be getting those space to farm up. On the same note, Itami, the next two bands, what are we expecting?
Should be most probably they can be going out with the golden priority, because considering the fact Moscow has been already picked out in Nabi, they are going out with a comfortable heroes apparently. Because Selena getting prioritized so early, it will be giving out them the early game advantage definitely. And Moscow, he is completely dependent upon the itemizations. So it will be taking him some decent amount of time to be actually hurting onto the game. And Shadow Esports, they can be going out with a flex pick maybe because the EXP has already been prioritized. So, okay, that will be a roamer getting confirmed as well as the jungler. So, they are going out with a utility. Even after, both two of the supports have been banned out. So Kalea will be giving out some, less amount of heals, but in terms of the initiation, Kalea will be there if they are able to execute it quite well onto the early game.
Into the early game, Lafu Kabi really tried to capitalize it with Selena as well. A little bit of a situation with the vision and the abyssal arrow that Team Shadow Esports and their players have to, dodge it. But one last pick that would be an Arlet. Now, Arlet, that just screams a team fight potential is just riding up high. But Shadow Esports are really not backing off. It's just too much tankiness. Will Lafu Kabi match those tankiness or not, Ash?
I'm not happy with the pick of Arlot as well as the pulling that Moskov card so soon, giving that three tanky already picks because you know what, you could have gone with a carry as the moment when they picked the Kalea and Fedin if you have not pulled that Moskov card as well as I want to see a Xbox ban from the Shadow Esports. Lafukabi went for that Arlot. Other than they could have gone for that Xbox to counter that Fedrin out at that moment. But now the last ban coming from Lafukabi will be Irithel as expected because Moscow in the goal lane. They don't want that Moscow to get any problem onto his lane. So banning the Granger Irithel, that means they already known that I7 is pretty familiar with the trilogy meta going on. So maybe he can go for the Moscow. I mean, go for the Harith pick to counter the Moscow. And in the way, Shadow Esports done beautifully the homework. As Itami mentioned, they're not totally gone out from the scene. They were playing some scrims as well. They were knowing the meta. They were knowing the strategies as well. So Xbox got banned. So I feel like Lafukabi is having a little bit of backlash in this match by picking up those two picks, that Moscow and Arlot, beyond the Xbox and you can say a carry. I mean, if they could have wait, they could have gone. They could have got some cakes.
Great. Would have been such a good pick right there onto the hands. But Team Lafu Kabi are really looking forward for the late game. I can sense it. It's going to be a late game potential for them. But Shadow Esports are also, those heroes also gets a good potential onto the late game as well. So I am curious to see. On top of that, let's not forget Zozo onto that Selena though. Will I7 go for his classic signature picks right when he was started playing all those heroes?
I believe, I7 signature picks mostly relies on to the mid lane. So
Yeah.
it will be kind of a thing that what we have considering what we heard, he is going on onto the gold lane. So Kagura, she has gotten quite buffs, but she is still of a situational kind of a pick. She is not that go-to kind of a pick compared to the Serena, Farsa, other options they have. But look like it will be a 1-1 going up against that Moskov. So both of these heroes, early game wise, they will not be having that kind of an advantage. It will be depending upon how well their teammates will be rotating as well as trying to get those kills onto that gold lane. But itemizations wise, whoever will be having the gold advantage, that will be the person definitely who will be excelling onto the upcoming team fights. And Lafu, they will be completing their draft most probably with a jungler because Arlet and Gatot both here, they are flex picks. But I believe right now Arlet is quite, better than the Roamok. Like Arlet is better onto the EXP rather than the roam position, and Lafukavi they are completing the draft with a Joy Jungle apparently good against that Fredrin onto the early game. Because Fredrin before his defensive items when the Joy dives in with the electrifying beats, he will be quite vulnerable. But still, it will depend upon how well Shadow Esports are able to utilize with that draft.
True, that's true. We'll shortly go into the land of Dawn. This is the draft coming in from both of these teams. Do make your prediction which team will be rising up. And as usual, it's going to be a best of five series. So the action won't be ending in the first match as well. Lafu Kabi versus Team Shadow Esports. I'm your host Peachy, and I will be curious to know which team will be having the upper hand. And we do have beautiful talents today. Looks like we have Ash TZ and Itami on the casters deck, so do support them as well. And what about you guys? Ash, make up a prediction. Is it Shadow Esports or Lafu Kabi?
I feel like Shadow Esports, they got a good draft. If the execution will be proper, they can take on the game, because Joy with against a Fredrin, against a Kalea will have a lot of problem, because the mobility will be hindered by the Fredrin CC. So I feel like this game is Shadow Esports game.
Yep, and also special shout out to our streamer as well. Thank you for being here. And Itami, please make your predictions very quickly, and then I'll take my leave.
Yeah, as Ash TZ said, I kind of favor Shadow Esports on to the draft, but it's on to the execution. So we are here on to the game number 1 of this best of 5 series. Shadow Esports against Lafu Kabi, I7 going up against Zozo the Goat. And here we are, just the early game rotations as well as the objectives getting secured. Looks like, they will be taking enough time in order to initiate, but it will be depending upon if Zozo will be able to land those abyssal arrows. There is some initiations as well as some pokes going around, but the first blood is yet to be drawn, and they will be waiting for that level 4 mark.
Oh! There, and in the meantime, Zozo was about to knock out that Kalea. Oh, revitalizing popped up. Kadita being Soya being there, and got an abyssal trap, got a little less HP as well. Recall back into the safer zone right now. Cam onto the I7, the goat at the goal lane. And in the meantime, Joy was about to, take on I7, but couldn't have that time for him. But now, it feels like both of the teams started it well, but they couldn't find the opening for the first blood.
There is the electrifying beats as well. Abyssal Arrow will not be connecting, and Fredrin, like I said, he is quite vulnerable onto the early phases of the game against the Joy. The turtle will be spawning anytime soon, and looks like, as you said, the trades are not yet there, but they are trying to find it out. Lafu Kabi is still having slight of a goal lead for their side, and the first turtle will be, quite contested from either of the sides, and the initiation is still going around. This time the first blood will be drawn. It is Zozo taking on the Kalea, and Lafu Kabi getting the first trade.
Yeah, as I mentioned, this is the game of OG versus new generation. The old goat versus the new goat. Zozo and the new goat got the first blood for this first game, and in the way, dive into the charge. Oh my goodness! Fraser's Wraith will be taking down that turtle, as well as Soli got connected. I'll find his way onto the Federain. Got TZ man got out. Soya as well knocked out. In the meantime, we saw the Joy being trapped down by the Tsunami Slam. Double kill for the Arlord. Diving inside the turret. Overextension will be prized as well. Double kill from the side of Shadow Esports as well. 2-5 is the score. Trade, you can say Lafu Kabi won the trade.
Definitely, they just got the early advantage as well. And one of the best things was, as soon as the initiation happened, Arlord just came up with a final slash flicker combo, and it paid him off pretty well, because it was the Fredrin going down. So, jungler having a bit of a disadvantage onto the early phases of the game, it's not a good sign for either of the side of the teams. Zozo is still trying to protect those abyssal arrow traps. Early game advantage, definitely. If you have the Selena, it will be advantageous for their side. And, I7, I guess he is still not able to keep up with the farm, because Moskov has already 3 assists onto his name, thanks to that SOD play onto the turtle side. The initiations are still there, and looks like Shadow Esports are yet to find the proper opening.
Perfect. That's what makes Moskov. Ooh, look at that. Oh my. The Selena, Zozo got down. In the meantime, Redemptions come off. Soya also got knocked out by the Rook. That was a gutsy move. She just went forward. Tsunami Slams comes up right now. Revenge will be taken for Soya. In the meantime, the Ripper will be ripped away. It's a shutdown for the Ripper.
A good shutdown actually, and I7 as well as Biren Singh, they are just going on 1v1 onto the goal lane. Nothing much actually happening. the second turtle will be quite a deciding factor for the side of Team Shadow Esports, whether they will be able to, whether they will be able to have the advantage onto this match, the turtle being small, and looks like it will be Team Lafu Kabi trying to contest for the turtle first. Joy, she is still, trying to take the blue buff as soon as possible. The hits are still going around. Looks like it will be a retribution battle coming up.
Yes, you know what? This turtle is an important turtle for both these sides. Joy going for a rhythm of Joy. AOG coming up. 3-man got into the way. Electrifying this. Tsunami Slam will not work. Kalea got down. In the meantime, Slayer of HP. Okay, right. 3 comes up. Cool TZ. The one claiming the turtle for himself. Now going on to the Arlot. Arlot find his way. Oh my goodness. 3-man right now cutting on to the Lapu Lapu. It will be Shinigami getting the kill onto the Lapu Lapu as well as red buff being neglected, being ignored, taken easily by the Shinigami. In the meantime, top lane push coming out from that Moscow. That's a good rotation.
Definitely. Even if, the Moscow was onto the top, i7 was able to clear it out, at least for now. He hasn't fallen down even once. So if he's able to keep up with the gold, then maybe the consequences will be different, because once the crossbow of tank passive, like once the mark is up, the 1-1's ultimate can actually be the game changer. But looks like the first objective will be taken from the side of Team Lafu Kabi. Even if Shadow Esports were the one who got the turtle, it was an EXE for a turtle trade. So it was still Team Lafu Kabi having the advantage. But the goal lead is not that massive. So, it will depend upon how well the initiations are there. Looks like the AOG will be coming up onto the Kadita. Soya goes down onto the process. There is some initiations coming around. Tsunami Slam comes up, but sustainability will not be there. SOD will be missing, but looks like Arlet will be able to find the trade. Curtizi just goes back, and it is a 2-4-0 trade for the side of Team Lafu Kabi, still having the advantage.
Abhishek trapped beautifully is connecting on to each and every members of Shadow Esports, and we just saw what happened that Arlot. Yeah, this man is a too good. Reaper is finding all his way in every team fight. Managed to get down Soya as well as Ayumi-chan. Oh, knockout coming up. Execution was not proper from the Kadita. Doesn't find any way for the kills. But now, Cool TZ. There you go. Oh my goodness. Reaper going on. Moscow find his way onto the Cool TZ. Cool TZ got down. Ayumi-chan, Slaver of HP, wants to go back. i7 thrown down. Joy find his way. Double kill for the Joy. Shinigami right now inside the inhibitor. Managed to get double kill. 3-man down already from the side of Shadow Esports. Trades. Not a trade, but you can say a massive goal lead being accumulated by Lafu Kabi with this fight getting into their side.
Yeah, team fight advantage for the side of Team Lafu apparently, and this time even the gold laner goes down, and looks like they might actually try to contest the turtle, or maybe they will be waiting out for the 8-minute lot, because Lafu are already having the advantage for the side, almost 60 goal lead. It will be depending upon the turtle initiation, and Curtizi just goes back with the taunts. Still, Shadow Esports yet to find the opening, and there is the Kadita. Just goes dive in onto the backline, takes down Shinigami. A good rough waves comes up with a petrify comp, but there is the final slash. AOG just goes back in order to retreat. SOD comes up onto Soya, but Soya just goes down onto the process. i7 gets a kill onto Arlet, and that will be a double for the Moskov. He might actually go for the triple as well, but Lapu is able to find the trade onto the Gator Kacha. Zozo just goes back with the flicker. 1-1. He got the crossbow of tank, but Zozo was just one hit away. The flicker just saved him.
I mean, you know what, Itami? I felt like Biren should be taken out in the team fight. He is the mastermind. 405. We are all eyes on Ripper because of the initiating, because of the diving. But Biren is coming so late. And this is the way. I mean, the opening is being given by Arlot, Ripper. And then Biren will come and just clean up. This is what you need when you're playing a utility jungler. But this being shown by the side of a assassin jungler team, that is Lafu Kabi right now. And I feel like i7 is not having that opening for himself. Maybe the team's not giving that opening much for them as you expected. They didn't went for the third turtle right now. claiming that Lord for themselves. They already started the Lord dance. Okay,
Oh,
Ayumi Chan went so hard, but it's time for Soya to got down. Viren finds his way for unstoppable. Going for the way. Can they take the Lord? Can the Fredrin do the way? No, it's a double kill for the Viren. We'll be having the Lord as well and going for a
oh,
triple kill onto the Lapu. Maniac onto the way. Can he find a Maniac? No, Ayumi Chan and I7 are far away at this moment. Can't have the Maniac, but he got the Lord. He got the 3 kills. Everything for him, but now
oh,
Kalaya going for the tsunami slam. Viren, sliver of HP can be taken down. Shut down for Viren. I7 will be claiming the kill.
a good trade actually, a 3-4-0, but the that was quite an overextension from the Moskov. They actually needed the Moskov more this time because they have they have already got the trade, but he didn't have the SOD, so he didn't went out for the fourth as well as the fifth. But it looks like Shadow Esports, they have the Lord advantage for the side, and Lafu Kabi, it's not the Shadow Esports actually, it's Lafu Kabi with the Lord advantage. And what does Shadow Esports needs to do in order to have some momentum onto the game? They need to be marking Biren Singh as much as possible because that guy is a massive damage dealer for their side.
Obviously, Viren Singh was totally neglected from the beginning, and I mean, Fedrin didn't even went for I7's lane much. So that's the reason Viren Singh got the, I mean, power spike as well as gold spike. And Viren Singh is something. I mean, he's connecting his SOD once again, connecting the SOD. At this time, Lord will be easily defended down because of the blazings as well, and they managed to, I mean, clear it up midway as well. But now execution by the Khadija doesn't find a way, but the Joy will be finding his way with the rhythm of Joy on the Khadija. Soya got down in the meantime. In the meantime, we can see the inhibitors falling down in the top lane. Viren Singh right now firing up with the spears, and in the meantime, we can see Joy find his way onto Ayumi Chan. She got down. Viren Singh will be happening onto the way for that gold easy. He also got down 3 man down. Only 2 man been there. Minions marching on the way onto the base. This is the second line coming on. Killing free. Find his way for the I7 as well as Lapu. Lapu got down. He'll be getting this base easily. Kami, the game number 1 goes to Lafu Kabi.
Definitely good execution as well as the dominant display coming up from the side of Team Lafu Kabi. Yeah, definitely. This was what I was kind of expecting because Lafu, like I said, they have been more onto the tournament scenes recently. So adaptability wise, yeah, Shadow Esports I guess draft was not exactly the problem. Problem was the execution and early game as well as the more objective advantage. It was favorable for the side of Team Lafu Kabi. A clean game coming up from the side. So yeah, game number 1 taken from the side of Team Lafu.
I feel like, I mean, you know what, Itami, what just happened? Execution was not only the problem. I feel like they got a lot of tanky, I mean, heroes onto the way. So the damage dealer was not there. I mean, Kadita was the only one in the early game. As you already mentioned in the draft phase, that 1-1 will have the power spike in the late game only. So, I mean, you couldn't wait for the late game power spike. You could have taken some early game MM, could have deal the damage from the backline. Just like the Moscow got the, I mean, goal lead just because of joining into the team fight. And I7 couldn't got the chance to join in the team fight more. So I felt like that's the reason the match gone out of the hand. Pichi will be joining us. Pichi, could
Yep,
you
I am back. I am
break this
back.
out?
We just witnessed a legendary match unfolding while Lafu Kabi sweeping it up on their hands. Now, since this is a best of 5 series, it could go either ways. This time around, Team Shadow Esports really went in for a kind of a mid game to the late game composition, while Team Lafu Kabi capitalized onto the early. Now, the early game already, Snowball was there, and with that kind of a snowball, Team Shadow Esports weren't able to keep up. So that was also a problem that we were looking at. But it's not over. It's not over. So yep, anything could happen. Second match, Team Shadow Esports can come up with a kind of a early game, put heroes as well. I am curious to know though. But with that, I believe do you guys have any few words before we come up with fresh talents tonight?
Yeah, dip in time. It's Zevo who will dip in for the casting, as well as Debbie in the place of Astizi and Itami. I mean, me and Itami. So me and Itami will be taking the bye bye. Not bye bye. I'll be coming back soon. So now it's Debbie and Zibo. Debbie and Zibo, are you here already?
Yes, Ash.
We are here.
Thank you. Thank you, ladies. Now it's Powerpuff Girls. So
Looks like it.
click off the button, guys.
Thank you, Ash and Atami, for being here. We'll see you right after this match, possibly if it goes fourth or five match. Would love to have you guys again. But on the same note, Zero and Debbie, welcome to the casting desk. Let's start with Zero today.
Hello. And hello, Debbie, as well. Quite exciting for a first match, right? It was just, I feel like our viewers were having their fun as well. Debbie, what about you?
Yeah. Well, the game was fire. That's one thing I would say. And Zozo, I mean, he's playing so well onto the Selena, even when there was a threat for the Kadita to come through, and there was almost a time when he is not letting Soya play on the boosters, right? But yeah, of course, it was a very perfect performance coming out from I7 as well. A good comeback, I would say, nonetheless, because he was, able to survive quite a lot into that a little bit of a dominant game coming out from the side of Lafu Kabi, but overall, I think Sedo Esports, they can try to change up their draft just a little bit because they were, a little bit too mid-game oriented in comparison to the side of Lafu Kabi, who have also a late game kind of composition. So game 2, I think they can change up and, try to flex out their picks as well.
Yep. Lafu Kabi, they really love to capitalize the early game, and that's the same kind of a gameplay we were seeing into the game number 1 as well. So, but game number 2, I'm curious to know though, what will be the draft would be. In a while, we will be going, but before that, are you guys excited? I mean, the return of I7. It's been such a buzz as of now, given the fact that him and his team, a new team are in. So this is kind of a scrim scenario for them. So Lafu Kabi with one pointer on their hands, they are really getting closer towards that victory as well. But will Shadow Esports give them the victory that Shadow Lafu Kabi are looking forward, because it's Shadow Esports. Come on, they also need it.
I mean, this is a one chance for them as well, because they do not really want to give 2 games away, right? You just want to have the advantage also in the best of 5 series, but when you're 2 games down, it's just that most of the time the mentality does comes off just a little bit, and you can lose out onto your confidence as well. I hope they do not lose this, because Shadow Esports is like even though we have the GOAT here, it's just that they need to find their right footing, right? They need to find a way to counter all the picks of the for the side of Lafu Kabi. But now that the draft is set in, the Florian ban again for the second time coming up on Lafu Kabi, and of course they have to ban away the Matilda as always, because it's kind of a big threat. But look at the bans though. Shadow Esports, they are respecting out 2 of the heroes that Lafu Kabi used in the first game.
Should be there though. I want to see that kind of a gameplay that should be coming in, while Shadow Esports second game around will be trying to lose as much as the heroes onto the ban phase. Now, Zivo, what are you expecting at the one last ban coming in from Lafu Kabi?
Well, overall, right? They can go for a glue onto the EXP if they're planning to go for a Lapu Lapu up altogether. But seems like last match the Kalea was kind of a threat to them. So kind of a respect ban coming in. Same with the Selena ban for Zozo, right? Overall, I like that the teams are, paying attention towards the heroes which needs to get attention. But 3 support bans from Lafu Kabi, that's it might be planned, it might not be planned, but overall it's really nice to see.
Crazy. I mean, come on, Lafu Kabi, they are already keen. First gameplay as well. I mean, game number 1, it was the same scenario of the Florine as well as the Matilda getting banned, but this time around, and since Shadow Esports are a new team, like you haven't seen them in tournaments much, you don't know how to read them. Team Lafu Kabi is purely going in with the bans, like what kind of a gameplay that they will be bringing around. So with that note, again, Lapu Lapu is open. Debbie, will they capitalize a Lapu Lapu?
I mean, I really love the Lafu to be picked off, But even the Yi Sun is there, but I'm not pretty sure if the Yi Sun first pick is a valid choice. But also, there's a box here, right? So they have three kinds of heroes that they can capitalize on the first pick. But if you pick one, you're gonna be giving away two very, very good heroes. But then again, the first side is still okay. There we go, Oh, it's not gonna be Shinigami, right? So it has to be Zozo onto the first side. No Selena for him, and he's gonna be using the Selena ban from the side of Sedo Esports to his advantage. And there we go, the Hayabusa might appear here onto the side of Sedo Esports. I will never know because it's still too early to go for the assassins.
Hey, okay, I like that. No Lapu Lapu for Reaper as their first pick, but they want the range. They want Zozo
Mhm.
with the range, so I like that. But Shadow Esports, they can capitalize a Matilda, sorry, not a Matilda. They can capitalize a Lapu Lapu onto their hands, but along with the Lapu Lapu, I do believe something is open. Like I cannot put a thought on it. What about you, Ziva? What do you
Uh,
think that hero might be?
1-1 is still open. I guess
oh.
that might be a missing piece, but oh well, they just decide to go for a Granger quite early, if I have to say, because there's an Irithel, there's always a risk of an Irithel or a 1-1 getting picked out from the other side, which in this case they might just go for it, right? But then again, if they do not pick it in this rotation, I kind of feel like Granger's counter might just get banned out. But overall, I like that Lafukabi is kind of prioritizing the comfort of Zozo altogether because he's trying to
Mhm.
be the backbone of the team. And with a Farsa in their hands, it would be, really good because of the feathered airstrike altogether. But hey, there we go. 1-1 picked up as well as Phobius.
Okay, okay. I mean, you are picking up a one and leaving a hero such as a Phobius open is going to be such a grave mistake.
Mhm.
So Lafukabi really capitalize it on that, but they are not going in for like a counterplay. Whenever you see a Lapu Lapu on your opponents, people tend to pick up a CC. You do tend to
Mhm.
pick up something like a glue as well to just clear those lanes, go back to the team fights. But that's not the case with Lafukabi. They want absolute domination. They want that damage. They want that raw crowd control into the match, which I'm really liking. And but jumping back to the
Mhm.
ban phase very quickly. This time, a lot of I think from the Shadow Esports, I think there's going to be a lot of marksmen getting not the marksmen, the mage is getting banned off though.
And yeah, there's not a lot of options right now because like you mentioned, PT, they do not really want to give out the phobias, right? When they want to pick up the 1-1, neither do you want to give away the first one as well. So I think for this time around, Lafuka B have a solid first phase pickups here, but they're going to be needing a very, very tanky roamer here in this kind of composition. So I think they should, for Shadow Esports, they should ban away the tankies. Even the Tigreal can be banned out here. Minotaur already gone. A very, very wise decision coming out from the side of Shadow Esports as well. They do have the Kufra, but the downside about the Kufra is that you really want to have that early game lead so that you'll be able to have the priority onto the boosters, have the map control, so that you will be able to do all the sets that you are required to do so, and maybe get the visions provided by the Lapu Lapu as well. So that's kind of a simple kind of strategies that they are going for right now. But still, they need to ban away the tanky heroes here. But right now for Lafukabi though, they ban away the Ling, which is kind of a direct counter for the 1-1. Maybe the Hayabusa can be appearing to the hands of Seto Esports as well because it's still out there.
Agreed. A little bit of a assassin getting banned along with jungler should be there for Lafukabi. I believe they should go in for maybe a early game jungler because Shadow Rise. Sorry, Shadow Esports. known that they are, they know that Lafu Kabi will be trying to capitalize the early game for themselves. So, yep,
Mhm.
same. Joy ban really speaks for itself. But Lafu Kabi, what are they banning? It should be a mage. Don't you think so, Zivo?
Yeah, agreed. Maybe a Kadita, right? Because she can possibly burst the Farsa. But hey, PG,
Mhm.
Shadow shall rise. Okay, so there's nothing wrong with what you're saying overall.
Yeah.
But I kind of feel like they can go for another assassin fan, maybe the Hayabusa for diving onto the backline as well.
Yeah.
But there's still a threat of the phobias. So overall,
Mhm.
Hayabusa ban is still pretty good, a pretty
Mhm.
solid ban if I have to say, because you're restricting the yeah, Farsa getting bursted down already. And with that, a lot of assassins with high mobility to, dive on their backline is out. So not much of a threat for Farsa anymore. But it
Mhm.
it just, remains that what junglers can both the teams start to go for, because the options are getting limited, right?
Agreed. As of now, bans have been over. Back again into the picking phase. It's going to be four more heroes for the side of team Shadow Esports. They need a jungler. I believe they can capitalize on something. Oh yeah, I wanted to see a Hayabusa as the jungler, but Lafu Kabi
Mhm.
capitalizing on that. So it should have been a ban right there. So yeah, they did ban it off, but at what cost though? Shadow Esports are still waiting it on.
I think they could have prioritized the Hayabusa first, then the Kufra here for Seto Esports. It could have worked out because it's so good against the 1-1 as well as the first also. Yeah, I think they're just having a little bit of a different strategy that they are thinking for. But right now, Lafukabi, the thing is that they can go for Assassin as well as the Fredrin. Like if they want to go for a tanky frontliner, because they do have enough damage already with the 1-1 and the Farsa and even the Phobias too. So maybe we will be seeing not even two of the options are still valid though. Okay, maybe they want to go for the Lucas right now, but then again, the Franco appearing. Maybe this is more of a comfort into the hands of Rook here. The Franco, I'm not sure why the Franco is appearing here, but then again, if it is into the right hands, it will be working very, very well. But last option for Cedar Esports. What will he go for, man? It's very, very highly unlikely now that he will go for the assassins, because the only assassin that's available was the Lancelot, but it doesn't really work too well against the Phobias and the Franco itself. So they are forced to somehow go for the utility, though. The bugs are still out there, but okay, the Xbox was your only option. What do you think about this?
Oh, okay. They just want to tear down the front laners, which is a good sign of picking up a export. But the Firaga armor though is gonna be in danger. So I am curious to see how it will be going around for Shadow Esports now that there's a Franco as well. When there's a Franco, there's just very less chance that you will be picking up a assassin after looking at the Franco. So that's a good case that we are looking at a export, but they will be kind of rely a little bit more on Novaria's damage as well. Zero. Let's start with Zero. A quick prediction: Lafogabi or Shadow Esports?
Looking at the looking at the composition, I don't know. I'm kind of leaning towards Lafu Kabi, but hey, it's
Mhm.
execution that matters, so we don't know yet.
And Debbie, what about you? And let's go into the last drop.
Yeah, PT. I think I'm not sure, but I hope Seto Esports win this one, right? We do not want to have a clean sweep, right? We just want to go to the head-to-head into this battle right now. So let's see what will be happening, because only time will tell right there. And the farming speed, as we can see for Seto Esports as well onto the Xbox, is much faster than Shinigami onto the Lucas. But there's a lot of skirmishes happening just because of the lethal wanderer here. Oh, look at that hook though.
Hook, right? Yeah, a lot of skirmishes going up for starting from the early game already. Might be seeing a first blood on Kurt Teasy. He's still trying his best to get away though, but no. First blood in hands of Reaper as he reads another Iron Hook coming in. Zozo gets killed on Ayumi-chan out here. Oh my goodness. Right off the bat, a lot of aggression coming in from the side of Lafu Kabi. As of now, not letting Shadow Esports capitalize the early game at all, right?
And I think this is what you have when you have a fast start into the mid lane against any other kind of players, maybe except for the Gimme. But still, it's just that he have a lot of mobility as well as the ways to have the damage. But look at that though, i7 might be in trouble, but he does have the flicker. Will be able to take him to safety. But there's a lot of pressure coming out from this Franco here, man. Rook on his one of his comfort, a pick-up kind of comfort that he really usually go for. But Ayumi-chan though.
Ooh. Having a lot of hindrance to experiencing, right? With that bouncing ball altogether. i7 gets taken down as well. 1-for-1 with the marksman altogether. I kind of feel like i7 would be struggling a lot against a 1-1. So there is the backup coming in altogether. Oh, feathered airstrike onto Ayumi-chan though. But yeah, no flicker. So Zozo, oh my goodness, the meteor coming in from Soya just escaped that in by a slither of HP, but overall she might be the one getting taken down as well. Top lane though, 2 versus 2 happening, and Kurtizi gets taken down as well. Shinigami clearly giving off the dominance on to Xbox despite the nerf of Lucas, which is quite interesting out there.
This is one of the advantage of having a Franco. Most of the time it can be a double-edged sword because it can really work out for you when you keep landing onto the hooks, but it can also be your downfall when it doesn't. So this is kind of a 50-50 situation, but then again, Lafu Kabi though, they make this play so well because Franco is able to do all the things that's needed. But bot lane though,
clutch feathered airstrike coming in, but the meteor snipe from Novaria is just hitting on point too much. With more itemization in her hands, he would be at least one-shotting everyone, but overall it's forced to get one-on back. A Rook gets taken down and that's Ayumi-chan out there. Overall, it's just Shadow Esports, they are not backing down as well, but Lucas, he might be going for never mind. He does not have the backup ready, so overall should be a bit more careful with his ults altogether.
I guess so, because it's gonna be so important, because right now you cannot pop your ult as easily as you used to into the last previous seasons before the nerf, of course. But already, he got a lot of gold lead in comparison to Kartizi and to this Xbox. So whatever fight they are trying to make, it will be a win for the side of Lafu Kabi because they have the lead. Oh, look at that though.
Troleko to help with the bloody hunt coming in as well. i7 gets targeted, gets taken down. Suya followed up, and Ayumi-chan as well. 5 people right onto the bot lane, and 3 people up for Shadow Esports. And their turret in danger as well, but overall the gold shield is there to help them get away.
Yeah, that's gonna be a lot of game for the side of Lafu Kabi again and again, because they have given a lot of pressure into the bot lane because they know that the win condition for the side of Shadow Esports has to be the Grander i7, and he already got the Hunter Stripe despite being dead twice in a row. He got the 2 assists as well. But then again, we cannot forget that there's almost all the lanes for the side of Lafu Kabi have all the leads. Thunder Belt already into the hands of the Phobians, which means it's going to be scaling up, and it's going to be also having a lot of sustain, whether it can be physical or magical. But now the turtle is going to be up here against Shadow Esports. They need to get this.
Ooh, Ayumi-chan's charging up, going straight for Hook at this time. Rook this time with the Franco Bloody Hand as well. He might be one falling down in the killing spree out here with the feathered airstrike. And the crossbow of Tam popped out. The Lafu getting taken down. Kurtizi forced to go back as well with the Infernal Pursuit coming in from Reaper. Gets onto i7. Takes down. And that was a 2-for-none trade coming in from the side of Lafu Kabi once again.
Yeah, this is definitely a bad case for the side of Shadow Esports, but maybe... Oh, what? Rook with the perfect toga was able to get the perfect member right here, and he's not gonna be dying here too. The turtle will be taken into the hands of Shinigami again, and he's trying to look for the blue buff, which means that he is gonna be having all the XPs. Look at that.
Okay, I can sense a Franco respect ban coming from in the next match at least.
Yeah.
Because the hooks, it's just too much. Yeah, it's just hitting on point too much. His prediction is too good. But right now with the fitted airstrike getting spammed from Zozo, it's gonna be quite annoying for them because of all of the lane clearance and also the zoning out capacity, right? So overall, they kind of need to find a way to shut down Zozo as well, and for that they do need to go through Reaper on that focus altogether. But ooh, bloody hand on i7 once again gets taken down in the hands of NB-Ren, and a crossbow of tank popped out as well. Kufra is nothing in front, even if it's the counter of 1-1 altogether. With in the hands of friendship and team fight we trust overall. Turning out too heavy to deal with for Shadow Esports right now, but ooh, Shinigami forced to go back as well. But overall, that was quite a big of a burden.
I think at this point, Lafu Kabi, they are in a position where this is gonna be their power spot, because until when you have a 1-1, you wanna go into the mid game as much as possible. Oh, look at that door.
Once again, right shutdown finally getting for Zozo in hands of i7. That is one good thing about Granger, having the range so that you can at least take out the front backliners all together. But then again, ooh, Ayumi-chan right on point, and coming in as well. Too much. Gets taken down, gets the unstoppable Reaper, reaping everyone out as of now.
I mean, this 4-1 is not. I mean, it's unkillable at this point. He's so fast in the movement speed as well, and there's no assassin that can dive into the backline that can take down the 1-1 as well. Even Cartesi on this Xbox isn't having a good time, because look at that though.
Once again, right? Lapu. Despite being the front line, he is not being able to do anything. And I kind of get the composition of... Oh, never mind. Let's talk about it later. Let's go. Hit on Zozo, followed up by i7 taking him out. So, back to my point, the idea of Novaria and Greater all together, it's because Novaria increases the hitbox capacity. And it's good for when there's a Granger altogether. And I think it's working out right now. Slowly but surely, i7 is getting the kills that is needed, and also the itemization that is needed. So, yeah, late game wise, it might just work out altogether.
2 levels down for the jungle here for Shinigami, though he's just... I think he's actually quite effective for Lucas, which is also a nerf Lucas, but he is omnipresent all over the map. But look at the jump though.
Killing spree.
Oh
gets taken out. Killing spree for i7 right there. Lafu Kabi, they are kind of falling down. Despite having the lane control and the map control in their hands, they're kind of starting to fall down because of the whole team fight situation. But now Lord might just be going on 2 ways, but they can go for the side lane turrets as the consolation prize altogether, right?
And that's gonna be a perfect gain, but the beast form will be used just to survive for Shinigami, and he is able to walk away so without getting anything hurt. But for Shadow Esports, their structure are falling down up top to mid lane and bottom lane as well, so this is definitely gonna be a good fight for the side of Lafu Kabi if they want to go in for that as well, because when you have Reaper onto a Phobius with this kind of KDA 506, he's not gonna be dying anytime soon. There's no burst potential coming out from the side of Shadow Esports as well, and i7, even though you have 3 items already, it's not the best item if you compare it to the burst potential coming out from the side of Lafu Kabi. He's gonna be zoned out quite a lot, and most of the time you see Lafu Kabi always focusing on him, and Brook has been perfectly hitting the bloody hand as well as the hook onto the good members too. And when you have a Franco that happens to be snowballing, he won't care whether you are a tank or not. He's gonna be trying to ult you most of the time, bloody hunt you, and his team will always be there to follow up, and that is not looking very good for the side of Seto Esports. They have to play it safe, but that's gonna be the problem again. Even if they play it safe, they have to wait long time to farm up their grandeur, which is I7 of course.
Bloody hunt you, yes. Overall, on top of that, the Franco is a cooldown reduction Franco because there was a winter crown and a fleeting time altogether. So with his precise hook and the bloody hunt situation, it works out for Lafu Kabi altogether because they already have the phobias to tank everything out. So Franco can focus on bloody hunting almost everyone. But right now, once again, Further pursuit onto Ayumi-chan, phobias. Not, even scared for even a little bit because his team is there definitely for the backup altogether. But it's time for the Lord and Lafu Kabi. They won't be delaying any second. And quite a good zone in coming in as well. Rook in the bush, trying to go, maybe. But Reaper is also there as well. Ooh, hook on to the Kufra. Out here, crossbow tank popped out, killing spree for and Biren Singh once again onto the backline. Suya gets taken out, that is a double, but ooh my goodness. Feathered airstrike dealing too much damage. Lapu gets taken out as well. Almost a full team, but I7, ooh, they might be going for his head this time. Neglect
they are marching. Yeah, they are. Oh, look at that.
Yeah, the flicker bloody hunt with the whole team wipe out. I don't think they need the Lord anymore. They might just be off to finishing it, but ooh, Kufra with the Tyrant's Revenge, but probable for Enbiren now. The Reaper gets taken down though, a shutdown for him, but Lapu in the hands of Zozo with a beautiful winter crown as well, but great snipe coming in from Novaria. They do not have enough minions to end it off, but they are trying it pretty desperately to get it out as well. Ooh, Insanity popped out. Shinigami gets out though. 1-1. Still going for it. Gets a monster in his hand. Feathered airstrike. Oh my goodness. The assault is never ending. I7 is forced back inside his own fountain as of now. But overall, Lafu, they need to fall back so that they can take the Lord.
That was, a long team fight as well into the hands of Lafu Kabi because, they do already have a lot of damage, and even if they want to go for a lot of team fights, they will be actually winning out because the cooldown of the Feather Airstrike is not going to be long because it's already the late game and he's already level 13, and when he hit the level 15, it's not going to be relevant anymore. Even if he spams it, it will be fine. But now that you can see, there's a lot of damage coming through into the hands of Lafu Kabi. So even if I7 tries to get the damage done, because he already gotten the damage, he have the damage that's required, and I want to see the stack of the Capriccio as well because he was able to spam out the Rhapsodies and the Death Sonatas, but then he got outranged a lot by Zozo, and that's gonna be a little bit hard for the side of Seto Esports. But now the Lord is marching down into the mid lane, and I think this is gonna be the end, Jiwa.
It might just be the end. Final stretch coming in. Bloody hunt with the Winter Crown as well. Ayumi-chan gets taken down. Mega kill. Or, oh my goodness, another Winter Crown gameplay though. But overall, 2-0, right? In the hands of Lafu Kabi right now. Just
man, this is crazy. Oh my goodness, what a good gameplay coming out from the side of Lafu Kabi, man. And yeah, of course, Biren Singh, the Chief Minister of Manipur, will be getting the MVP right here. Just one death, guys. Just one death. And yeah, it has to be something of a problem with the draft that's coming up from the side of Seto Esports because they were choked down to not pick up the assassins, because no assassins means that there will be no one who will be able to target down the 1-1. So what do you think about this game, PT?
crazy though. I mean, the Kufra was really providing a very good set, but the damage that we Lafu Kabi were giving out. You're talking about how Shinigami was able to dish out so much damage with a hero that's kind of nerfed in the last game as well. Joy, he did a job on it, but onto the other side, Shadow. Esports, the draft's really good. I feel like I7 really got caught off a lot during the team fight as well. And into the last, that at flicker bloody hunt was so much. That is just
Yeah.
too brutal to watch. But on to the same note, yep, 26% of his damage already there, just closing down to Soya as well, which is a good thing. But Team Lafukabi how outshined themselves. You know, they went in for such a aggressive kind of a team composition, just knowing even though whatever obstacle that might come into their hands, they will be the ones getting that high kind of a gameplay onto their hands. So I really like that what's going around for them, but we are very close toward that point, that clean sweep. What do you think, Debbie? What is it going to be?
Man, I really hope that Seto Esports, they can take at least one game because this is their comeback. I know that they're not going to be as policed as we want them to be, but they're going to be taking times, right? When new teams are made, it takes times. But yeah, I hope that they will be able to take at least one game because I7, man, he's the GOAT.
Yeah. Let's not forget Yun's favorite as well, Zozo.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
This is like this is like fan favorite versus organizer's favorite.
Yeah,
So
yeah, that's right.
I'm curious though. So what will happen onto the next game? What about you, Ziva? What is your thoughts?
Oh, I just, I kind of get the feeling that Shadow might do a reverse, but the
Oh.
thing is, Love Copy is a bit stronger than Shadow Esports right now, right? Because they have been in the scene for quite a long, and honestly, Shadow they have been quite disconnected. So it might just be because of that as well. Like
Mm.
the whole experience kind of thing, the meta is shifting as well, so they might be having a bit of a trouble adjusting to all the mechanics, all the new mechanics and everything. But still, in Shadow we trust, so hopefully it goes still 4 games at least.
That's what.
Uh-huh. Let's say that's a high possibility that anything could go to 5 games as well. So I
Mhm.
just want to see how it will be going around. But on the same note, I believe we are welcoming Ash. Hello, Ash. Are you there with us?
Hello, I'm here. I'm here. I think with this treasure, I will also summon the divine Caster Itami as well, as Dio is not feeling well today. I mean, I don't know what happened to our Powerpuff Girls. Who caused them? I'll just find them and I will. I'll be the Mozo Jozo of their life. Okay. I mean, if you guys have seen Powerpuff Girls, okay. You know what, Pitchy? I mean, morning 6 o'clock. I just woke up to watch Powerpuff Girls. So yeah, I'm
Oh,
a Pookie, guys.
oh, interesting. I think I should also start watching. It's been such a long time I haven't watched any cartoon though.
Yeah.
And oh, with that, we are just going in too fast into the draft. Oh, while Lafu Kabi having that upper hand of taking this game in a clean sweep. Now, Ash, what are your views? I asked Debbie and Ziva about it. What about you? I would love to know yours as well.
I feel like they are kind of new in the thing, so they must don't know about the execution, proper execution, you can say, because they've already placed the scrims, you said, but the thing is, they haven't played with those mythic leaderboard teams. So now Lafukabi has a lot of experience than the Shadow Esports. Even the players do have a lot of experience than the Shadow Esports, because I7 is the GOAT. We accept it. But the 2020, 2021 GOAT. Now it's been 4 years. A lot of things got changed in this game. Lord, Evolved Lord, the Turtle, everything got changed. Even at that moment, if you remember, Pichi, junglers usually don't take retreat. Or they were
Yeah.
like the MM were MM's got the red buff, jungles got the blue buff. That thing was happening at that time. So now the things totally got changed. Now everything got changed. Everything has been centralized. So maybe that's the reason. I mean, to get cope up with it, they need some time. They need a month or maybe 2 months. Then they can just come back with that energy. And let's see.
Let's see, let's see. Back again, the draft has been already over. Kind of a interesting. Oh, Lafu Kabi, why did you ban the Gushin? I wanted to see one Gushin game coming in from i7 though. One! Oh, is it too much to ask as of now? But with that, let me welcome Itami. Looks like Debbie will be taking a leave. And thank you, Zivo and Debbie, for being with us. We'll see you tomorrow, maybe after this as well, if you are feeling a little bit fine. But with that, Itami, hello and welcome to the stream. I mean, the desk.
Thank you once again, PG. And oh, a Gushin ban apparently.
Yeah.
Definitely a respect ban for i7. It probably should be the case, but looks like the draft, it's looking kind of similar to the previous games as well, but this time it will be Lafu Kabi, like similar to the first game actually. They had the Gatot as well as the Moscow for their side, but Shadow Esports, they will be trading it out with a Farsa. But the problem is, like I have been already saying it, it's not just the draft, but it's the execution. And looks like execution wise, Shadow Esports, they are having a bit problems in terms of the synergy as well as the miscommunications might be happening. Oh, Kufra has been rising up onto the ranks as well as onto the tournament scene, but a Kufra quite so early, that was not something it was up to on to my cards.
Ooh, that's true. That's true. Now, on to the last and but Kufra was giving such a good sets. They were able to get up some kind of a kills as well. But now that we are looking at the backlaners coming in, such as the Katutkacha, there's the Kadita as well, for that instant burst coming in. How will Shadow Esports actually counter that? And with that, I do believe Ray is back with us again. He's gonna be cosplaying me for a while, as I did for the game number one. Hello, Ray. Are you there with us?
1 second while I change my voice from something that's inaudible.
Okay, okay.
That's audible. I hope
Hi,
that's
welcome back.
I hope that's okay. But yeah, thank you, Peachy, for covering it up. And looks like i7 is struggling a little bit, feeling a little bit rusty, most likely. But hey, we are back in action. And who am I going to be joining this time? Like, who's it going to be? Is it going to be Asuya, HTZ, Itami? Who's it going to be anyone? Because after all, game number 3. What do you say, guys? After all, it's a friendly scrim.
Yeah, anybody can be here.
I, I,
Anybody can say anything they
I
want. And
think
now we have Asuya. So Asuya, I7, we all know. But now the score is 2-0. So what do you feel? Can they win one match today?
might be possible. Anything is possible in this world, The entire world can shake
Very
in 1 minute. The tsunami can consume the entire land. Earthquake or what is? There's so many disasters. A volcano can erupt, just like
damn.
the recent one
Hey,
in
stop with your
Indonesia.
geology lessons. What is this Discovery Channel? Like, girl, this is supposed to be MOBA 5v5, but I feel bad for a streamer. Like at this point, it's not a caster desk; it's a caster like a whole, those round tables that you have for. Like too many people gathered here, but thank you for all the previous casters for obviously handling it so far, and thank you for Peachy and thank you for Itami for covering as well. And host Steezy finally, Gushin ban. I'm getting flashbacks like so many seasons ago, but I actually because I was hosting for a little bit, I did not notice that we had evil esports players in Lafu Kabi, and it's basically i7 versus evil again. Like, was this planned? Did IGC plan this? Maybe not, or maybe Zozo wanted something special. But we're really happy, right, Ash?
Yeah, obviously. And you know what? I feel like the matches, Ray, you were not here. You were we're somewhere else. So I will just give you a little brief. That now, I mean, I just said that to Pichi as well. That I feel like they didn't got the time to, I mean, centralize their picks or executing it properly because they didn't got the time for the practice. Obviously, they were doing screams as Itami mentioned in the first match that they were not out of the scene. They were doing screams with other teams. But thing is, they haven't played with a mythic leaderboard team. Whereas Lafu Kabi is a mythic leaderboard team, has already represented themselves in a lot of tournaments. They have more experience than the Shadow Esports because you feel like, I mean, you can say that I7 is a goat. Obviously, he's a goat. He had entertained us when there were no MOBA 5v5. There were MLBB, Mobile Legends Bang Bang in India before the ban. Okay, so he was
And
entertaining us at that moment when Gushan was not Chapri. Gushan was a girl's favorite.
oh,
So he was the main character then. But now things got changed. It's been 4 years. Now we have AI condoms as well.
well,
Ash,
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 I'll
someone
be
is someone
I'll
is
be honest.
rolling in their grave.
As someone who till recently didn't know who's Zozo, and who didn't know who is just introduced for the first time to I7. Yes, anything is possible. But yeah, both the
I will
drafts
introduce you.
are
Don't worry.
with the drafts are set in motion. I do see a Kufra, but then I'm really looking forward to seeing Zozo on the Kadita. Because last
Yeah.
time, he did an amazing job. And both the teams actually are pretty good. A lot of crowd control in the hands of Team Lafu Kabi. And the Cho. I think the Farsa will have a pretty hard time. Like, eventually out, there will be the Cho. But then, here we are, into the land of dawn. Ash, just send us away.
Yeah, obviously, this is game number 3. We hope one win from Shadow Esports or 2 wins, and then we go for the 5th game. Let's see what will happen. Casters, take it on.
Thank you, Ash Jay-Z, for passing it on and obviously covering for so long. We're really glad to have you here. And of course, we're going to be diving into the game number 3, ladies and gentlemen. And Shadow Esports, of course, with the comeback of I7. It's not looking good that far, but it's okay. Might be feeling a little bit rusted. Not to mention, we also have Rook. We also have Rook, who is basically a member from Evil Esports. So that's pretty insane thing. And we also have the marksman and Biren Singh. Not a lot of people know him, but yeah, Tiho. Overall, Asiya, obviously, since you're not exactly a veteran like us, this must be new names. But yeah, overall, we're seeing some engages. Look at that. Already Rook going back to back, hand to hand.
A lot of engages coming in. Kufra just giving the vision. A lot of damage in the hands of Team Shadow Esports right now. Zozo barely surviving in 1 HP. But the passer coming in clutch. But Hayabusa with the shadows and the weaky shadow kill. And Soya barely remaining in 1 HP. But will be taken down by just one face kill coming in. And with that, a pretty good exchange as the first shuttle of the game closes in. And Lafu Kabi going in once again. Rook and the rest of the members. CC all the way from the bot lane. Level 4 already. Same goes for the Gacha. And with them signing up once again, waiting up for the Hayabusa, they are all gathering up.
I feel like most likely they're going to be going for, considering the fact that that's a Suyo, I think Kurt TC will most likely first need to get taken down. But considering the fact that they are very confident, we might see. But the Kufra it's not level 4 just yet. Needs a little bit spike. That 1 minion, and yeah, he's level 4. So Tyrant's Revenge most likely going to be coming in any second. And the turtle engage, we will see. The confidence on Rook is just beautiful. The kick comes in. Look at the damage that's coming into the arena as well. Kurt TZ will take down someone. But look at the damage that's coming in from the hands of Team Shadow Esports. And 2 members will fall down. The score sits at 2-4-2. The Moskov Spear misses just a little bit. Zozo will retreat. Shinigami looking for an angle to go for that turtle steal. But can he do so? Ayumi-chan coming up with that charge. But ultimately, I don't think it's possible. Yep, he's just gonna leave it out. This is just the first turtle, and they will disengage. 2-4-2 score, 1 turtle into the arsenal of Shadow Esports. I7 onto the top lane. And Biren Singh. Oh, uses the Purify?
That was too hasty. And the Zaman Force also being used up, but Joe coming in, looking for some exchanges. The same comes for Ayumi. It just reminds me of that song. Ayumi-chan. Never mind. And with this pretty good exchange, 2-4-2, equal trade from both sides. And with this, once again, Titan's range connecting up. 1 kill onto the hands Shadow Kill doesn't do enough damage. Zozo with the ultimate manages to move away. Same goes for the Hayabusa. And with this, Soya following up the Hayabusa should just move back. I would say too much exchange with them. And with this, all the way from the EXP lane, we have the Garot Kacha looking for some taunts. Same goes for the CC. They are contending pretty good enough, I would say.
Yeah, so far 3-4-2. Looks like this might just be a possible bounce back for the hands of Shadow Esports. But let's see if it's... after all, they do have Moskov. They do have the Kadita, who is extremely strong at taking down the backlines. But look at the Rook coming in with the kick, knowing the Purify was not in the hands of I7. And they're kind of able to equalize the score. Most likely 3-4-3. Okay, right now... Lafu Kabi, let's see what they can really do. Most likely going to be trying to do so. AOG comes on top lane. They're most likely going to be making sure to take down Ruwatch. But the Hayabusa has different plans. Goes in for the Farsa. Not able to have enough damage as needs to go back. I feel like that was a little bit unnecessary, but it's all okay. Enter bottom lane. A few rotations made here and there. It's all good.
Yep, and both the gold laners also just stacking up that gold. And with this right now, we do see Moscow on the site, but meanwhile the Harvard just one wish away, making up that stallion site for himself. He will be needing some equipments before he scales up. But the second turtle of the game up once again. Zozo looking for some CC right there onto someone. 4 members going in on CC, manages to dash away. The Way of the Dragon connecting in the wrong rotation, and with his Kupra jumping up with the ball, he is dislocating all the dashes right there. Luigi Shadow Kill also kind of wasted. The Revitalize from the Godot Kacha trying to save up someone. Zozo's passive being used up right there. And with this, the OTG dropping down once again, and Soya will be taking down the Hayabusa. And I7 will be taking up the revenge by taking another kill. And with this, Zozo pretty low. CC looking for those exchanges, but Curtis, he will be grabbing onto that turtle. Pretty easy for them, I would say. And Zozo going in once again. The damage isn't enough. Uses up the damage. Okay, the Cobra with that beautiful dash and the Tyrant's Revenge. Zozo will be taken down by I7. A double kill for him as Rook will also be falling alongside. And with this, no SOD coming in from the side of the Moscow. The mid lane turret will also be traded away. They're trying to open up the map for themselves. They're trying to taunt them away, but it will not be enough. Damage from Courtesy is too much. Moscow also trying to join in, but damage isn't enough. Meanwhile, behind the scenes, the art from Hayabusa being used up on the CC will be taken down, gets taunted, the down force from I7, and Courtesy will be kind of grabbing onto that kill. But with this, Shadow Esports opening up the entire map to themselves.
So far, just like you've mentioned, map has been open because the side of Shadow Esports is just playing a lot more aggressive. And of course, having the Suyo and having the Farsa is really giving them the edge. Especially, I feel like the Suyo has been insane value. I was not expecting against the Hayabusa, especially considering the nerf, but it's been good. Okay, that is a weird AOG being used up from the Gatot. I did not expect that, but overall, 1 resource wasted. The score is 8-4. A little bit of a goal advantage coming, not little actually, quite a lot. That is around 3,000 into the hands of Shadow Esports. Looking good so far. I would love to see the itemization as well. I7 with the 4 kills will be able to come in with a lot. Okay, looking at the itemization, we can see I7 already has 2 of the in slots, but might be able to get another more pretty soon. But considering it might just be the look at the Ugi Shadow Kill that's coming in into the Hayabusa, as well as the curtain call from the CC. There's an engage coming in from Soya as well. The Kadita comes in with the flicker combination, not really able to do so anything. The Harriet comes in with the Zaman force, the out the damage. Gatot Kacha will ultimately fall. Zozo will fall the next one. Looks like Rook might just be the next interlist, but the flicker are gonna be used up. The Moskov gonna be dishing out the damage, well ultimately he'll get punished and Biren Singh will fall. And right now the arrow is looking for the next target, and Shinigami is able to survive so far in the bushes, but for how long, that's the question. And he will also ultimately get taken down. Lafu Kabi, 4 members fall, only 1 left, and this basically says a green light for Shadow Esports to take this Lord Yasuya.
That was a good exchange coming from their side. Easy Lord for them, and I really love how Ayumi-chan is actually playing up the AOTG. Actually actually misses out on anyone, is in between 4 members, trying to move out of the situation. It will not be enough as Soya will be bursting him down with the feathered airstrike. And with this 1 member down, and the Lord also in the hands of Shadow Esports, the map pretty open to them. Moscow just looking for some exchanges, for some side push, which he's pretty good at. And with this is actually the first Lord, so they will be able to defend it pretty well. And then again, I think Zozo missing out on quite a lot of ults, if you ask me. He needs to maybe wait it out for the Farsa, or maybe just be a bit more careful. They might be just enjoying the games, but that's actually costing them away too heavily.
Absolutely. And obviously loving all the viewers that are coming in here. We greatly appreciate you guys. But right now, okay, let's go. The Lord's coming in into the mid lane phase. They might just be able to dive in because it's quite a hefty Lord, but it's already getting chunked down quite a bit. Right now, Shadow Esports, they are in hungry for the bounce back. They want to make sure they clear back this game as much as possible, as soon as possible. 13-5 score. And I really thought they were gonna engage, but it has been quite peaceful. They are kind of regrouping. Let's see, a possible engage coming in most likely. No, they are just retreating so far. But oh, the current call actually lands. And right now the CC is trying to go win. The Tyrant's Revenge also does not really connect. So overall, no engages, no dead bodies. But the Moskov on the other hand has different plans with the split push.
Well, that's why this marksman is pretty annoying. Can easily do the split pushes, but meanwhile, we do see Shadow Kata in between 4 members will be bursted down by the Zaman Force, and the Wiki Shadow kills damage isn't enough. Meanwhile, behind the scene, the SOD connects, and it will be Soya who will be taken down, but the Moscow left in between 4 members, so you might go in for them, but Zozo, you stop that ultimate, shuts down
Ayumi-chan.
and with this, once again, Ayumi-chan will be taken out of the scenario. Another kill onto the hand. And suddenly, Shadow Esports, who were in the winning side, suddenly the pendulum has shifted, and Lafu Kabi going in all in aggressive. And with this, the second tier from the mid lane will also be falling away. And the lanes are also pretty synced well. They're just waiting for Soya. They're waiting for the tank. They really need the Kufra before they can start engaging. And the Lord is pretty far away, so maybe defense can be best for them for now, retreating and regrouping. And Zozo waiting for the jungler. When he comes near the blue, he might be able to shut him down. Hayabusa doing the split push, which he really needs to do. And 11 minutes into the game, the kills are in the hands of Team Shadow Esports. I would say Lafu Kabi wins out on the macro, and that's solely because of that beautiful split push coming in from the Moscow.
Absolutely, and look at the damage. They almost were able to take down CC again. Ruach, the Vengeance being the saving grace, and of course his teammates back up. So far the score sits at 14-8. 3,000 gold lead still, and it's actually Lafu Kabi is able to climb back. It's right now down to 1.6 only. That's not much difference. Considering the Lord, it's just up for the 12-minute mark. I feel like Lafu Kabi with another possible engage. Okay, let's look at the itemization. Oh, look at Enbir and Singh with 4 items already done. Most likely gonna go for the rose gold. So that would mean that they can... Moskov has enough damage to basically just shred through everything, and he's obviously, just like I mentioned, the macro play is there. The split push is going to be happening. They need to make sure that lane control is strong. If not, look at the top lane. Moskov is just going to be shredding through everything. Hayabusa finds the CC, does not have the Vengeance anymore, and this time around, Ruach will get taken down, but there's a concealed play. AOG being used up as well. Make sure that to knock up, and Rook will be ultimately, he's trying to retreat, but he's still looking for an angle. Soya, on the other hand, right now, Team Lafu Kabi is actually shedding to the bases.